you're not even good at it. So I don't even know why. I don't even know why we're here. Welcome back, Whisper Sisters. Today we are talking about part 2 of how to be productive. I'm gonna jump right on these tips because I know y'all probably mad that you had to come to a part 2 in the first place. So number 6, prioritize your task. So do whatever is the most important first and work your way down. If you gotta pay your mortgage and you gotta take your walk, pay your mortgage first. Yeah, don't take the walk first, pay your mortgage first, because you might take the walk and forget about paying your mortgage, and the next thing you know, you on the streets homeless. Pay the mortgage. You have to prioritize what is important first. So all the big, high important tasks go in the front, and all the smaller tasks go at the bottom. And remember, we had already said we break it down into smaller bites. So if some of those tasks can be stretched out over a couple days or stretched out throughout the day, like for instance, a walk. If one of your tasks is to take a walk, prioritize it, but stretch it out throughout the day. So in the morning, I'm gonna take a 10-minute walk. On my lunch break, I'm gonna take a 10-minute walk. And then right before I leave work, I'm gonna take another walk around the building and then get in my car. And before you know, you're taking your 30-minute walk. So prioritize and stretch. Tip number 7, ditch the multitasking. Baby, you not even good at it for real. I don't know why you over here telling these people you can do 10 things at one time and you know that you can't. Now, this is not for people who are expert multitaskers. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the girl that gets more than 2 things on her plate and starts crying. That's me. I can't do more than 2 things at one time. I can do 2 things at one time because I'm a mom, and you know how moms work. You got to be able to do a couple things at one time. But when it really boils down to it, if I'm trying to be my best and be as efficient as possible, I have to focus on what I'm doing in front of me and then move on to the next task. If you're juggling all of these things at one time, not only are you not focusing on them properly, you're not giving each task your all. So that means you're half-assing it trying to get it done, or you're just not putting in the effort. And it's nothing like doing something and then having to go back and redo it because it wasn't done right the first time. And that is not productive at all. That's actually a big old waste of time, and it can be super frustrating. You realize it's quality over quantity. If you're doing it right the first time and you're focusing on the task, it just becomes easier. That's just like trying to read 2 books at one time, or trying to study 2 subjects at one time, trying to do too many things at one time. You're not going to even remember the information. So do it right the first time. Stop trying to multitask, especially if you're not good at it. Tip number 8. Baby, you got to take care of yourself. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and I know that people are tired of hearing that, but it's true. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You have to worry about yourself first. You have to sleep. You have to eat. You have to work out. You have to shower. You have to do things that are centered around you before you can do things that are centered around anything or anybody else. It's just a fact. You have to come fully charged to be productive. Because again, like the same thing with multitasking, if you're dead dog tired, how are you going to do anything? How are you going to complete it, yet alone complete it right, get it done right? You're going to just shut down and want to take a nap. You have to take care of yourself. And that does include finding yourself a self-care routine. That does include exercise. And I'm not talking about the exercise to lose weight. I'm talking about the exercise to keep your body limber and agile. Keep that movement going so you're not so stiff. This also includes eating healthy. If you eat healthier, it gives your brain clarity. It gives your body clarity. You just feel better. None of these tips are weight loss tips. I'm just talking about feeling better. Have a vegetable or 2, a couple glasses of water. You'll eat, and the byproduct of that is you'll look better. You know what I'm saying? So take care of yourself. You have to. Nobody ever succeeded from not taking care of themselves first. Tip 9, set realistic goals. Baby, we all want to shoot for the stars. We all want to live in a mansion and drive a Lamborghini, but baby, that's not going to come overnight. And I've said this before, Beyonce was not built in a day. You have to make your goals achievable so that you don't get discouraged. If you keep making goals that you will never reach or you can't get to, you're not going to want to make goals anymore. You're not going to want to try anymore. You have to make goals that make sense. if you want to live in a mansion, the first step should be, how do I get to live in a mansion? What do I need to do to live in a mansion? And then you need to take that goal and break that goal down into smaller goals so you can be more achievable. And I can make a video on how to set realistic goals that are achievable. But just for the sake of this video, the goals have to be achievable. They have to make sense, sis. Like, you talking about you want to live in a mansion, but you want to be a freelance social worker. Like, you know what I'm like, and no shade, no tea on the social workers, but I'm like saying, you know how much they make. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's got to make sense. It's got to be realistic. It's got to add up. Make those goals to where you can get to them so that you won't feel discouraged if you don't reach them, and you won't give up. Tip number 10, celebrate your wins. Celebrate those wins because you deserve them. Celebrate the fact that you completed your task, or you moved to the next milestone, or you achieved a goal. Don't keep just drudging along. Take time to smell the flowers, baby. What is the point of doing any of this if you don't take time to love on yourself and celebrate and show gratitude for the fact that you were able to do any of this? None of it matters if you're not showing gratitude, if it's not actually making you happy, if you're not taking a step to look at the fruits of your labor. One of the things that I started doing to celebrate myself when I make a goal, or when I reach a goal, or I reach a milestone, remember I told you I like lists. I make out a list of, if step 1 is completed, I get this. If step 2 is completed, I get this. And I never make it food. And this is not a weight loss video, but I'm just saying I never make it food because that's a whole nother conversation. I always make it like, oh, if you do this, you can get your lashes done. If I complete this task, I can get my nails done. If I do this, I can get a new shirt. Like, it's something I'm working towards, something that I want. Like the reward system, it again activates the child in us so that we can get the things that we really, really want. Celebrate it. Celebrate yourself and celebrate those wins. I hope that this video helped you. I hope that you click the thumbs up video, share this video, and if you have not subscribed, what are you doing? Until next time, Whisper Sisters, that's all I know.